With all the weirdness on the internet, there are some things that are just so disturbing they give you nightmares for months. Hey there, my name is Angie, and today we're counting 5 disturbing things found around the internet. Number 1. I was always thinking that I'm a paranoid person to think that anyone can watch me through my webcam without even knowing it. Well, after I read this post, I'm throwing my webcam away. I'm talking about OpenTopia. Take a peek into a stranger's life. Wait, what? OpenTopia provides over 1,300 hidden webcams. Seriously, what? So basically what the site is offering is a fly-on-the-wall experience for want-to-be spies, creepers, reality TV addicts, or for people who are just really bored. Well, if you're really that bored, you can read a book. This isn't an excuse to become a creeper. The webcams offer views of everything, from a look into strangers' living rooms, public parks, down the hallway of an American school, or into a Russian hospital's operating theater. OpenTopia automatically activates all of its camera views from publicly available live video streaming feeds, but the webcam owners may not know their feeds are included. Let me know in the comments section below if you have tried it, but since you can watch anyone else, what makes you think that someone is not watching you right now? Number 2. There are different types of serial killers out there. I mean, they're all crazy, of course, but when someone is taking selfies, dressed like the person they killed, and recreating the way they were tied up and tortured, that's seriously f***ed up. A good father, a loving husband, a friendly neighbor. This is how the people who knew Dennis Rader would have described him before they learned the truth. Before they learned that between 1974 and 1991, he killed 10 people. Before they learned he was the infamous BTK killer, with the initials BTK standing for bind, torture, kill. Dennis Rader, the oldest of 4 brothers, was born on March 9, 1945, and grew up in Wichita, Kansas. He had an average childhood but claimed he became obsessed with bondage pornography at an early age and admitted to strangling cats and dogs for kicks. As a teenager, he was a peeping Tom and would steal women's underwear. In 1966, Rader joined the U.S. Air Force. Upon his return to Wichita, he married Paula, with whom he had 2 children. Rader killed for the first time on January 15, 1974. He tortured and killed the Otter family, and then 2.5 months later, Rader struck again. On April 4, 1974, he stabbed 21-year-old Catherine Bright and shot her 19-year-old brother, Kevin. He continued his killing spree until 1977, when he decided to stop killing for at least 7 years. But he started again in 1986. And here is the most disturbing part. In one of the BTK killer's letters to police, serial killer Dennis Rader shared disturbing details from his childhood that explained the motivations behind his brutal sexually charged murders. Rader explained that as a boy, he would often view pornography, which he believed led him to develop violent fantasies as a teenager. It wasn't until 2005, when police finally captured Rader, that they discovered how deadly his fantasies became. While searching his property, authorities found a treasure chest of trophies from Rader's 10 victims, along with photos of his victims or himself. These selfies show him being tied up and wearing his victims' clothes. Before we go to number 3, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. Number 3. In 2007, a creepy dude made a threat in 4chan saying that he murdered a college girl and buried her body. Then he made another post and said that if someone guessed his own post number correct, he will reveal the coordinates to the body of the young woman. And guess what? Someone did guess right, and the guy revealed the coordinates. In November 23, 2007, Amelia Sanders was reported missing. The 18-year-old American student was last seen alive leaving a bar with a man identified as 24-year-old Israel Morales. Sanders' car was found the next day in the parking lot of the bar. Morales worked as a waiter at an Italian restaurant that was located near to the hotel where he lived. When he did not show up for work, his boss went looking for him at the hotel. The hotel room appeared to be the scene of a struggle, and a large amount of blood was in the room. Authorities began a manhunt for Morales and his 16-year-old girlfriend, Victoria Martins. 6 days after Sanders' disappearance, on November 29th, investigators found a body 50 miles east of El Dorado, in the exact location of the coordinates in the 4chan post. A preliminary physical description matched with that of Sanders. On December 1, 2007, police confirmed the body to be that of Sanders. An autopsy was performed, but the results and cause of death were sealed until the trial. During the trial, it was revealed that Sanders had been stabbed multiple times and strangled to death with a telephone cord. Local police arrested Morales on December 19, 2007, in Mexico. He was charged in the U.S. with capital murder, rape, and aggravated sodomy. His trial began on February 8, 2010, and lasted 4 days. Morales' attorney said that her client was innocent and that after he and Sanders had sex, a man showed up and began fighting with Morales. He took off, and when he returned, he found Sanders bloody and dead. In a panic, he dumped her body off US 54. On March 31, 2010, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. I don't know what you think about that, but Morales' story didn't convince me. If you think that something else happened, let me know in the comment section below. Are you still here? Because if you are, get ready to be creeped out with number 4. A man in Russia dug up 29 dead children before mumming them and turning their corpses into dolls in the flat he shared with his oblivious parents. Anatoly Moskvin, age 52, admitted to the horrific crimes in court, where he told distraught parents, "You abandoned your girls. I brought them home and warmed them up." The Russian man mummified the dead children and dressed them in stockings, girls' clothing, and knee-length boots to make them look like dolls, applying lipstick and makeup to their faces. In another grisly twist, he wedged music boxes inside the rib cages. Moskvin also marked the birthdays of each of his dead victims in his bedroom. By the time he was detained by police, Moskvin had kept one of his young girls for 9 years. Moskvin confessed to 44 counts of abusing the graves and corpses of girls aged 3 to 12 in 2013. However, he was ruled to have schizophrenia, constant trial, and was sent to a secure psychiatric clinic. Number 5 is the human experiment on deep web. This is probably something you've heard already, but I'm here to tell you exactly what it is and if it's true or not. As the term describes itself, they are basically experiments conducted on humans. That's the simple version of it. But experiments conducted on humans, streamed live and tortured on request from the viewers, is what describes these human experiments on the deep web to its fullest extent. Now, let's answer one of the most asked questions about these human experiments. Are these real? It's rather gruesome and somewhat unrealistic to believe, isn't it? At least for those of us who aren't psychopaths and don't enjoy other people getting slaughtered. Well, here's what someone posted about the existence of the site. And then there's the undeniable case of Peter Scully. It's probably the only real, existing case of anything even remotely close to human experiments or tortures. Apparently, Peter Scully tasked his girlfriend, 17 ex-prostitute, to get him two girls, one 9 and the other 12. He tied them with dog collars and later started taking in other girls and did all kinds of torturous things to them. He asked some of the girls to dig their own graves as well. And to top it all off, the murder of at least one girl has been confirmed, along with sexual abuse of the others. The worst part of it was that he streamed it all live. The existence of that tape and video has been verified by the Australian police, and is how Peter Scully was charged. So yes, at least this one side is true. Some of the most popular sites which claim to be real are Alicia, Shadowweb, and Bacon Room. The bottom line is that these sites may or may not be real. The very simple reason why they may exist: there's motive, financial or mental happiness, their demand, sadistic viewers, and their means to make it possible. But either way, I leave the final verdict up to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more disturbing things, you can watch my 911 calls made by killers, and I will see you all in the next one.